This is Zodiac sign readings, and we're on love for Capricorn. If you want to see the general or career portion for Capricorn for January and February of 2024, you're going to go over to my TikTok. I'll put a link below that's direct to get to that video. In this video, we're going to do love in general, love for people in relationships, and love for singles for January and February of 2024 for Capricorn signs. Show me love for Capricorn, please. Love. Under love. Okay. Love. 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 What's funny is you Capricorns and Scorpios, you guys are the only ones where your sign came out during your reading, but it's coming in reverse. For you guys, it's saying keep an eye on the power dynamic. Without integrity, Capricorn ambition can enable gross manipulation. Control a tendency to become controlling or manipulated when feeling anxious. So remember, or if you didn't watch, I would go to my TikTok, which is linked below. We talked about not just being so oriented on process, outcome, and like financial gain. So that is coming through, which for the other signs, there was a clear theme for January, February. So I'm not that surprised that it's happening again. And another thing is, we talked about letting go of the past and doing healing work. They're bringing that up again in terms of love. Like, you need to make space so you can bring in what you actually want. Like, anything that's cluttering your energy, your mind, your feelings, all of that stuff takes away from your ability to hone yourself presently in this moment, to pull your energy, and not just that, be receptive so that you can make more of things that are coming in, things that you're experiencing. But again, that requires you to open, and they're still showing that you're not open enough to all of that. And then earlier in the other part on TikTok as well, I talked about you have to be willing to accept the slow and steady version instead of like the get rich quick type of things. But in just in general, in your energy, like, be willing to put in the time, confirmation, bro, that it takes to have the success that you want that's actually stable and long lasting. And they want you to experience more ease as you do that, instead of, which I talked about in the last section, that like either trying to manage it or game something, right? It's like you allow yourself to experience more ease in what you're creating and manifesting, but that requires you to dig into the fear or the anxiety or anxiousness, and then step into trust that you can accomplish what you want. The universe can give it to you. You can manifest it. Basically, you've got to learn how to allow more and come into more ease. And self-love is going to be key for that. But self-love is not just about like, oh, yay me, or treat myself. It's about like holding yourself accountable, but also being gentle with yourself as you heal and grow and shift through things. So that is the general part of the love. And now we're going to get into the Capricorns that have relationships. Okay, Spirit, Capricorns in relationships, can we get the advice? This is terrible, but I also heard for those of you in situationships, this part would also be for you, not in the single part. Okay, so there's a need to come into balance, or maybe give fairly. Yeah, giving fairly. There's a little bit of like my way or the highway. Another Capricorn card came out. And they want you to sort of like give that up a little bit, or give a little bit of leeway on how you're steering or controlling things. Yeah. Come into more acceptance. Be more allowing, as we've been talking about. Yeah, okay, they're like tripling down, like that I'm the boss. Like, be more like, especially because this is for relationships or people you're developing with, try to be more emotionally open and available with them. Can you clarify this for me? So get away from like best case scenario, ideal scenario, right? Because nothing is ideal. We're human beings. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. And that is not a successful strategy. It's kind of like accepting what is and being emotionally available within the parameters that you have, with the pleasure and the grief, not over favoring anything or trying to make something a certain way. Okay, and then they're just bringing up again like that if you sit in that conflict mind state where you're constantly checking and trying to move things, and then you're looking at it like this isn't working out, that's going to affect how your love energy is as well. A lot of times how we feel about money is how we feel about love, or it can be, right, for a lot of people. So there's a need to look at that because they're bringing up that lack mindset again. Yeah, and they want you to they want you to be more in the sweetness and the enjoyment of life. Why are we doing all the things we're doing, right? It's so that we can have that enjoyment and that sweetness. But it looks like if you do this healing work and you do this growth work or take all the advice that they're giving you, you do have a chance to sort of improve things and experience some joy and celebration. All right, for those of you in relationships and love, good luck in January and February of this year. And we're going to move on to the singles. Okay, so these are our single Capricorns. And already off the gate, couldn't even get the deck out of my hands. You have love coming in January or February of 2024. So let's see, what's this? More about this love. You maybe have been waiting a while and you've been a bit disappointed that you haven't been successful in finding this like strong, deep love. And you might be a little bit confused about what? If you're putting in enough effort, or you should be putting in more if something's not working. But again, so Capricorns, you're, on the one hand, you're good because you're like, what is my input? But on the other, it's like you're doing it in a way that's like results oriented instead of experience based. So you've got to accept that you can't see things and go with the flow, and then that sort of leads to success. These are so succinct. Okay, so instead of looking at like what are all my options, it's just sort of like here is where I am, and then existing from that space. No more. And then you move forward toward overcoming this like thing that hasn't come together in your life yet. Can you clarify? So there's a need to accept. I heard not just your part, right? Like, because a relationship is two people. Also, be mindful of the gossip. Like, because it's like, don't look for things that are wrong. Look for the things that are right in a relationship and then compromise and make things work. And you need to look a little bit deeper about the things you don't want to give up, because those can be a hindrance to what you're trying to create, or this new love that's coming in, or that you want to come in. It kind of is giving, this is not going to go how you planned. Okay. If you try to sit in control or, yeah, it's like if you're trying to manipulate, basically, no other way to say this, you're not going to get to that happiness, this relationship that's coming. And then you're going to go on a journey of self-exploration, acceptance, and then come out of that. But so they're giving you a heads up, like you can start now or it'll be pushed off till later, which I think was actually in Capricorn's first part as well. So your energy themes are pretty clear. They want you to reconsider this approach. That's probably why they're telling you now. Yeah, because they want you to have this happiness and be like grounded and allow things to come in for you, to believe things can happen for you. And it's about it happening with more ease. But it does require a little bit more self-reflection. But it looks like you do have something coming for you in the new year. So best of luck, little Capricorns.